This is kind of as barn find as you get, isn't it?
Dave hit me up and he's like, you got anything cool that'd be good for this? I'm like, I have the exact car that I think would work well for you. And I told him and he was like, this is it, we're doing it. I don't know how long it was sitting before I got to it. Like it could have been 20 years.
Good morning from a slightly hotter Florida. Nice and refreshed from yesterday's long travels. Ian's definitely, you snored the place down last night.
You said I didn't.
Still snored quite a bit. It's been nice this morning. So pretty much following up from the last video, whereas in LA, went to Willow Springs to the Wisefire event, and now we're going to pick up a car today.
I'm nervous, to be honest with you.
If you watch any of the drift games, plans and road trips and cars and stuff, you're going to find out we don't just do it for drama. It just comes naturally.
Natural drama, yeah. Last time I did this for drift games, there was no car, it was the wrong engine, and we spent 5 days doing an engine conversion. But at least this car has an engine and it runs.
Well, we haven't seen this car, we haven't bought this car yet, so I mean the plans can change pretty quick. But we're at the Cracker Barrel, which looks pretty miserable.
The food looks good on the website, that's all I can say.
Well, you've been talking about this since last night.
I'm very excited about this.
Ian,
that was a hotel, John.
Where's the Cracker Barrel?
Oh, it's over that way somewhere.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I think we're just going to drive instead, to be fair. Here we go, Ian.
We made it, yes.
Cracker Barrel.
They got to turn up the volume in the office.
What's the verdict, Ian?
It's everything that it was meant to be. It lives up to expectations.
Everything and more. When we first walked into the other hotel, I had low expectations. This is unreal. We're all fed. Energy for the day.
I mean, did you enjoy it? It was everything I expected it to be, and more.
Oh, this is where the trip starts. This is where the adventure starts, and I'm not sure how this is.
Let's just get there and have a look. Let's just find out.
So we're gonna go see a car, see if we'll buy the car, and then see if we can make this plan. We're fairly committed. I've got loads of parts already at the LZ compound, so I mean we're fairly committed to buying the car. Gator check. You know there's some gators in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so we've arrived at the destination where the car is. It's right in front of me, and the person we're buying it off is Chelsea Denova.
What's up? How are you guys?
So we've this is another Dave purchase as well. That he said, I don't know where he saw it, if you offered, I don't know how this deal came around, but he said that you had an RX7 and it was kind of a barn find. Well, you tell the story about it.
Yeah, so I bought it about a year or so ago. Straight out of a garage barn, like in the corner. It was covered in all sorts of things. It looked like American Pickers style deal. And crazy enough, we put a battery in it, cleaned the fuel system out, and it fired right up. And then I probably put a couple 100 miles on it in the last year. But yeah, it's been cool. It's like 55,000 miles. The original owners that I bought it from, and it just had like a cool story. And I was just gonna clean up the interior, make it run nice, and drive it exactly how it is, so I just looked like the old man driving around in a 100% stock GXL RX7. And then Dave hit me up and he's like, you got anything cool that'd be good for this? I'm like, I have the exact car that I think would work well for you. And I told him and he was like, this is it, we're doing it. Can we buy it? And so there we go.
Right, I've still not had a proper look around this thing, but this is kind of as barn find as you get, isn't it? This is, well, an NA GXL RX7. Yeah, this is the road trip car then.
Good luck, bro. Good luck. You know, you just bought the most unreliable type of vehicle to take on a road trip, but it's got super low miles. Like I said, it fires up. Like I've let it sit for 2 months and it first click fires up, so it seems pretty reliable. I was telling Dave up in the top end it breaks up a little bit. It seems like it maybe needs new secondary injectors, but I did plugs, oil change, fluid change, fuel pump, all the little stuff when we were in there. But I didn't get to the injectors yet, so hopefully he bought some injectors to put in there for you guys.
No, we've started from scratch. We've got the essentials first. We've got a body kit, wheels and suspension.
Oh my god. And you can just drive it, it works. It just doesn't work full power like up top.
Well, we need to get to English town by Friday.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. And you know what? It might just fix itself. Who knows? Injectors clean themselves out. Who knows? It's covered in pollen for sure. I washed it like a month ago to post some photos online when Dave saw it. And then I was like, he's like, ah, it's fine if it's dirty later. I don't know how long it was sitting before I got to it. Like it could have been 20 years. Only 50,000 miles. Yeah. Only 50,000 miles. Like, how does that even happen? It's like almost 40-year-old car, 36-year-old car. That's like less than 2,000 miles a year. So it's sad at some point.
See, on any other car, I'd say it's a good thing, but on a rotary, sitting up.
No, it fires up. It doesn't even smoke. It fires, like after sitting for a month, it'll fire right up. It's good.
You know what, Ian? I think this
I've
is...
got faith in Chelsea.
I've got faith as well.
Listen, the minute you leave my driveway, it's not my responsibility anymore.
Over.
But I'll gladly take some calls and walk you through things.
What about when you pass us on the freeway going to English Town and you just see us? You just carry on going?
No, I'll pull over. I wouldn't do that to you.
You got some road tax.
I was just saying, I told Dave, I'm like, you are buying a car that I know nothing about outside of the things that I've gone through. I said, it is a nice, decent car. But like I've maybe driven it 250 miles in a year and a half or so. So
we'll put it through its paces for sure.
Oh, battery's dead.
It's not the best start.
No, I had to jump it this morning.
So yeah, going on to the inside is...
Battery in there.
She's been sat up a long time, I would say. These seats are, well, I'd say it's more corroded than good use, I would say.
Oh, she's golden. She is on the button. Like that is
perfect. Right up. And dude, it's sat for last month.
She
No
runs
smoke.
like a dream. No smoke. Runs like a dream.
And it starts hot, no problem too.
Oh really?
Yeah, yeah. It's got like 110 in every cylinder. Like it's pretty good.
So having a quick through your workshop. This is the most variety of cars I think I've ever seen in a workshop. American, European.
Well, I like
Porsches.
building goofy drift cars. That's my thing. I like to build like one-off and like things that people don't do because I like torture and I like custom designing like all of the steering and geometry and suspension stuff. That's what I nerd out on. So we always just build goofy stuff.
Starting here, so you got a Fox body, but it's far from a Fox body.
Yeah, it still has a Mustang engine, but a new one. It's like EcoBoost 2.3 out of the 2017 or 18 Mustang. Bigger turbo, big injection. It's like 550 horsepower, the tire on link. Super lightweight. This whole car was just built to be easy to consume tires, like lightweight, fast, able to compete with like a serious car that has no weight reduction or whatever, heavier car, you know.
And then you've got the complete opposite end of the scale over there with the experimental car, shall we say.
Yeah, 718 drift car. Built this last year, been developing it. It's been really cool. It's again, like same type of thing, 550 wheel, horsepower, direct injected 4-cylinder turbo. But yeah, I just really always want to build one of these cars, and I can't justify like buying one and owning it because they cost too much. But if I can buy it, do marketing, build it out, and make it cool, then it makes sense. So everything I build has to be a drift car, or I can't afford it. so I have to ruin all the things. And then the total opposite is that car is like 4,000 pounds with 4 people in it. And
You only released that the other day, didn't you?
Yeah. We did, first event was Fuel Fest a week and a half ago. And it went great. I did like 100 laps in it without a hitch. And I had literally finished it like 6 p.m. Friday before the Saturday event. 800 plus wheel horsepower, M5, twin turbo V8, 4 Recaros in it. It's just meant to have an experience and get people to enjoy drifting.
I think we had like a drift taxi like that. And did you go in the back of it? Did someone drive it with you in the back?
I have done it before, not in this car yet.
It's the weirdest feeling because the pivot point is like, feels like you're spinning constantly almost, but you're obviously sat on the tires.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel like the back is like more fun when you go for a ride along in it. When we were doing ride-alongs last week, people were like, oh, I don't want to sit in the back. And I'm like, believe me, you want to sit in the back.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
what I kept on saying, yeah.
And they're like, dude, I thought we were going to crash into all those walls and everything. So it was cool.
And seeing up there, that's your old FD car, right?
Yeah, that's a 2016 FD car. One Long Beach in that, and then had a bunch of mechanicals throughout the rest of the year. That's kind of the car I drove right before going with RTR and driving the Mustangs. So I finally got that down here, and maybe we'll do something with it in the future. No plans currently.
So you're pretty much taking all the drivetrain out and everything, just sitting like a shell.
Yeah, I have a motor for it and some other things I've been piecing together for it, but it's just a really expensive car to run and really high cost to put back together, so I don't really have a reason to spend the money and do it, if that makes sense.
I can see that you're spending your money on other things right now.
Yeah, and like if I want to go drive an E36 or E46, like I have other ones to drive. So like the feeling of driving cars, like I own different shit because I like driving different things. Like I have the 8.6 Corolla. If I want to drive a low horsepower car, that's cool and like nostalgic. I have this car if I want to compete because it's super lightweight and has shitloads of power. If I'm trying to flex and get partners and stuff, these two cars come out and just kind of have something for everyone and everything. So different driving experience. It keeps me excited about drifting, things of that nature.
I think that's the variety that you need. I think it's good to have variety, not just building the same thing over and over again. Chelsea has a lot of stuff, including, it's not like barn finds here, it's like swamp finds, I guess. One thing that was failed to mention is the aircon doesn't work and the windows don't work. And it's about 30 degrees here, so I think that's first on the list, let's fix them. Let's hope it continues starting. Oh, journey starts now, guys. Oh my god, what have I got myself in for? First verdict, it's pretty slow. It's the NA rotary, so I wasn't expecting great things, but yeah, pretty slow. So there appears to be a hole down there that it's actually quite nice. It's letting a bit of air in, but I'm not sure why there's a hole. There's some sort of filter there, but it's letting leaves in. But you know, I'm not going to complain because it is hot in here. It says no more than 10 miles an hour, but I'm fairly certain LZ does a lot more than 10 miles an hour in here. Get me out of that thing. That is so warm.
I was cruising with the aircon, I could see you opening the door trying to let fresh air in, and I was just like, he's dying in there. He's literally dying.
The only blessing there is there seems to be a hole in the passenger side floor, and I can see it's blowing leaves in, so there's some air
Oh
coming
my
in.
god, this is going to be some journey to English Town, I can tell you that.
And this is home for the next few days.
Oh, look at this.
Hey guys!
Hey, don't be bringing that thing over here. We had enough of rotaries for this time now.
He's wearing your shirt.
Yeah, I got the right shirt on today.
Especially for me going
buddy?
over. What's up, guys?
You ready to build a race car?
We're not building a race car, we're building a show car.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
How you doing?
Unless you guys want to build a race car.
Listen, every race car is a show car, but not every show car is a race car.
Yeah, we got a
Think
whole
about
turbo LS over there we can pop in there real quick.
Oh, you've been there
I've
before.
been there and done that, I'm not doing that.
In America, LS parts are everywhere.
So you're taking us in. I'm not sure if you heard much about me in a garage, but like I'm super clean, like really well to work with.
That's the word on the street, is that you're just very well organized and know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna fit right
You leave
in.
it a mess, we'll leave you in the swamp. So just remember that.
And they got gators in the swamp. And a bear, I heard.
Oh yeah, bear, bobcat, big bobcat.
Big old bobcat,
One of the
yeah.
bobcats keeps
Got
like
hawks.
casing one of our employees here. Anytime he goes
I
out.
like cats.
This is a big cat. This cat sits up this tall.
That is not a small cat.
It's
Like,
like the size of a Rottweiler is
Yeah.
what it is. Yeah, I don't really want to deal with
You
it.
want to play with one of those?
Is that our lift?
That's
That's
your
your
lift.
lift. Yep.
That is your home for the week. Well, at least
your
for a
lift,
couple
you guys
days while
know
you
free
figure
guys,
that thing
free
out.
guys.
Yeah. You guys are gonna work miracles, right?
Yeah,
At least
yeah.
it's 5 lug already. You got that going for
Yeah.
you. You know, that's cool.
It looks exactly like the one we ripped apart 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it looks very familiar.
Same color, same look, except we have the turbo hood.
And now we're gonna have a whole bunch of silver FC parts laying around the shop again.
Damn it.
Thanks, guys.
Well, they're not taking off any body panels or anything. They're just taking off wheels and suspension and souping it up a little.
Oh, we've got body kit.
We have a body kit.
Yeah, but you leave the panels on there and then you put your body kit on top of that. It's not like you have to disassemble the whole car and leave it like TJ's car is currently.
We're not going to
I'm not sure he realizes what kit we've got.
We just let him believe that for a minute.
We're going to be off.
Hot as hell in there.
Oh yeah, hot.
Holy shit, it's so hot in here.
I told you it was hot.
I need to fix these windows.
Okay, so we know the car. What are we doing to the car? Well, so prior to coming over, I got a little bit ahead of myself and I've ordered loads of parts so they're here, ready for us to, well, chuck them on the car because like we said, we've only got about 2 days to do this. So we've got a whole boot full of parts.
Let's do it.
As you can see there as well, Ian repping our new merch available online. So the Stroms that I've got, so these are actually fresh off the shipping container and literally arrived the day that I needed them. They actually emptied the container the day before they were supposed to so I could get these on here. So these are the new F45s. And until now, Strom has only been selling wheels in 18-inch. Well, these are 17, so 17 by 8.5, which fingers crossed, if my calculations are correct, should be perfect for this car. So super excited that they're doing 17s now because I think 18s on a stock body is potentially a little too big. Anybody that's heard of KBD knows what this is, but I'm finding it hard to believe there's a body kit inside there, which apparently putting this on in a few hours, it expands to a full-size kit. And last of all, we've got a care package within, I think, 1 working day from Grip Royale of a custom steering wheel that's inside here. Plus, I think we're going to need some more parts to finish this off, but this is a good start, I think. The stance at the moment is, well, if you were to do the fist test, my fist goes straight in there. Hopefully there's no spiders or snakes in there because, again, we are in Florida. But first thing tomorrow, we're going to be taking a trip down to BC, so we'll be able to sort out the ride height and get this thing slammed. So what do you think, Ian? 2 days?
We have no option because we've got like a 1,000-mile road trip to do, so it has to be done in 2 days. The good thing is that Dave Egan's not here telling me to do an LS swap because Cricket was telling me they had a turbo LS, and if Dave was here that would have been happening, but because it's you, Josh, and you're happy with rotary power, we're just going to keep it stock.
Well,
we're just going to make
what do you say, like 1 or 2 likes and then we LS swap it?
No likes. You can. There can be 1 million comments and 1 million likes. I'm still not LS swapping this car. We're leaving it as it is. We're just going to make it look pretty and drive it to English Town.
Well, the one thing I am going to ask of you, because obviously you are a fabricator,
Yeah.
and it's a rotary, and we can't have that back box on there.
So you mean we've got to listen to the rotary sound all the way to New Jersey?
Loud rotary sound.
God. I need ear defenders.
Right guys, so we're going to wrap up this video here because we wanted to do stuff a lot more live and show you guys a lot more instead of rushing through some stuff to get more videos out for you guys. So we have arrived in Florida. We have an RX7 FC and we're in the Drift HQ workshop.
Yeah, we didn't have a choice. They just showed up with another FC.
They have no idea how messy I am in the workshop. So yeah, gonna wrap this up here. Next video is gonna be transforming that right into a show car. I'll catch you guys then.